Alright, hey guys, this is part 2 of the Rayman tutorial series. Today we're going to go over the red lums, green lums, and ledge grab system. So to get started, we need to go to the models folder, and in the description there will be some new items. There will be a new lum mesh, which I just like this one. I just liked how this looked better. It's mostly driven by material. So you'll want to download that over the other one and re-import as this. And once you got that, you're going to want to not that material. You're going to want to go into this material and make a few changes. First off, you're going to want to get a rotator. Plug it into the UVs of the parameter 2D that we got. You're going to want to plug it in there. You're going to want to set the seed to 15. Now you're going to want to take your, if you want this, you're going to want to take your brightness, multiply it, and your emissive color. Then you're going to take the alpha, multiply it by a radial gradient exponential. What you're going to want to do for the values is, I did some screwing around and found out that 0.5143 is suitable. You probably shorten that down to just 0.5 actually. Oops. Oh well. 0.51 and density of 15, that gives you a gradient that looks like this. What this does is, I don't know if you can just set the UV to clamp. I didn't look around enough. Plus, I didn't want to do that with all textures I import. So, what this does is, I'll quickly show you what it does. It cuts out the repeated texture from the rotator. So, normally when the rotator rotates, it rotates the entire texture. So that means that any space that shouldn't have really been transparent is going to end up being the repeated texture. Again, I don't know if there was a clamp or anything. I just did this and it worked. So you're going to want to plug that into the multiply, and you get a nice little lum texture. Also, with the new lum texture, I tried to keep the old textures so there were less textures, but it didn't work out with the method I tried. It only worked out on the center. The ring itself wouldn't rotate properly. So what we're going to do is, you're going to need to delete all these. You're going to want to make 2 folders. Centers, this is all the centers of the lums and all the rings of the lums. Those should be provided with the new lum and the assets. So after you got all that imported and set up, you can delete these as well. I forgot those were there. After you get all those set up, we can now work on the red lum and green lum. So what I did is, remember we made this blueprint collectible. All you got to do is create a child blueprint class, and that's what I did with red lum. Right now it doesn't do anything other than doing a simple cast, which we're going to use for his health, and destroy actor. So we need to quickly open up the Rayman blueprint, and we're going to want to make a couple variables. One, we're going to make a float of max health. Oops. Make it a float. And we're going to want to make float current health. Alright, now that you get that, you're going to want to quickly compile so you can actually do this. And I'm going to put it into a category called health, so we don't have all these just... I need to put those into their own... Actually, we can quickly do that. I already have the grabbing set up because I was messing with it earlier, so we're just going to recreate the function I had for it. We're going to quickly move these into a movement category real quick. Oh yeah, and another thing I did is I made the camera speed adjustable. All you gotta do is make a variable. I made the speed 1.4 and you multiply it by the axis value and then plug it into there, into the controller inputs. Alright, after we got all that set up, we can now work on getting, well, first we gotta set the values. That'd be stupid not to. Okay, so max health right now is gonna be 100. Why we set a max health is so we can have upgradable health. So, I don't know, if you collect a certain amount of cages, they'll give you a 10% health increase or something like that. And it'll increase this variable, which is what helps, it helps check for if you're at max health, which keeps you from picking up red lums, and it also helps show the health bar's proper progress. But, alright, we got that set up. Now we can, we're gonna set this to like 75 so we can mess with the health bar some. Alright, now that we got those two things set up, we're going to want to go into Redlum, and we're going to want to get his health. So we're gonna say F current health, but we're also gonna want to get the max health. Actually, with the Redlum, we might want to override the we might want to override the original what is it? The original collect, or we might want to mess with that. So quickly, here's what we can do. We can set a boolean called collectible, and we can do a little branch check or if statement. Alright. Now that we have that, we don't have to mess with that in the yellow lum, but both the green lum and the red lum will need this variable. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the follow radius. Yeah, that's what it is. We're going to want to get that. We're going to want to on component begin overlap. We're going to want that. We're going to do a quick little, I'm just going to go grab that from here. It's just a branch that checks if it's the player pawn touching it. Alright, now that we got that, we'll plug other actor into there. And after we get that, we do a little check, and then we can do a cast to, I think it's BP Rayman is what we call them. Yep. We can convert this to a pure cast because we know it's going to be true every time. And now we want to pull out, we want to say current health, and we're going to want to do max health. Now we're going to want to check if this is less than this. If it is not, actually I don't think we need that other variable. I'm doing this all on the fly, so we're learning together. I find that's more of an efficient way of teaching, in my my opinion. But that's just how I learn. Alright. So once we do that, we need to do another branch. Probably find a cleaner method to do this, but now we're checking if current health is less than max health. If it is, we will allow follow. I forgot what that then we don't need that variable anymore. Alright, we'll want to call event collect, else we do nothing. Alright, that's pretty much overriding the code that was in here. We're going to want to use this, actually, no, we're not, never mind. Green Lum, we just disable collisions and it will work. Alright, so we'll also want to do another branch here to check if current health is less than max health, because or we could possibly just disable collection on collection radius. We'll just disable collection here, but then enable it over here. I just do the max level because I honestly have no idea what any of this means and I don't care. Alright, so that should work. I think that's a cleaner way to do that, so we don't need to do a check here. Instead, we just add. And this is going to be a set value because I don't think the lums give any different stuff. Anyway, alright, now that we got that plugged in, let's make a quick little health bar to check if that works. Now, normally I like to make a folder called widgets. Alright. Now that we have that, we can make a, oops, we don't want that. We want user interface and widget blueprint, WBP. I guess we'll just call it HUD for now. Though we may want to separate certain elements up. Alright, we're going to want to pull out a progress bar, scale it as you see fit, put it where you think it should be, and I know in Rayman 3 it's over here, and Rayman 2 it's over here, but it just feels right, so I'm going to go with this. Even Rayman 1, it's in the top left. I'll just be different. Anyway. We can quickly color it if we want. Just gonna color it, actually gonna color it yellow like Rayman 2's. We're gonna quickly check how this looks with it fully filled up. Oh, yeah, let's not have that. Alright, I think that looks good. And we can change the background image to be red if you want. That's not red at all. Full red, alright, cool. Now it's red. Check how that looks. Alright, that looks good enough. Now we're going to want to go into the percent. We're going to want to create a binding. And in this, we're going to want to get the owner. No, get owning player. We're going to want to do that. I guess technically such a thing doesn't matter since we're not doing multiple players, but I just use this one all the time, so it's whatever. Oh, wait, nope. Let's not do that. We want to do get player pawn. So we can actually do our cast to BP Rayman, we can convert this to pure cast because we know it's always going to work. We can, however, do a quick little is valid check so we don't, I don't know, have a cast fail check or anything like that. Alright, if it's valid, we can do a... I'm also using like different stuff instead of just plugging that straight in and do a cast fail or cast not to show you that there's more ways to check stuff or do stuff and show you new types of nodes. So you're going to want to take the max health and you're just going to want to divide it. Oh, wait, ooh, no. You're going to want to have that be the visor. You're going to want to get current health. Then you're going to want to divide that by that. And that'll give you your health bar. Now let's go into here. Let's quickly detach that. Going to want to do a create widget. I want that to be widget blueprint. And then you're going to want to add to viewport. We can use player screen, but that's more so for two-player stuff. All right. Now that we got that, it is... I want to quickly take that Lum out of the scene because it's not needed. Ideally, you would not be spawning inside of the collection radius. It doesn't detect that because you spawn in before they get registered. Alright, something's wrong with these. You can pick them up, but they don't come to you. Why is that? I do call event collect, don't I? If current health is less than max health, we... Oh, that's what it is. Oops. Make sure you plug in our target actor into that so it actually works. Alright, now it should work. Yes, it does it. Oh, oops. Alright, don't make my mistake. I grabbed from collect radius, so you're collecting it before you should be. Anyway, it's this. We need to get the set timer by function name and its event go to target. So we can just copy this, go into here, and turn that off. Or delete that, not turn that off. I don't know what I'm saying with that. Alright, now it should work. If we... Yep, alright, perfect. Now we can't collect this one because Rayman's health is full or possibly above his max. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is in the new tutorial stuff, I did add some animations that we will need. So in here, models, character, Rayman, first off, I did edit most of these, so you will want to select all and do a quick little re-import. After doing that, you're going to want to create a new folder. This is a temporary folder. You're going to want to create this folder, go into here, you want to go to import. Actually, no, you don't need this. I think you can literally, you just do this. Exports with textures. This is the same Rayman that's being given. I did not include the textures in the second asset zip file, RAR file, whatever I compressed it in. I did not put the textures because they're unnecessary. They're in the first one. So you're going to want to take this. You're going to want to You're going to want to uncheck import mesh. You're going to want to set it to the Rayman skeleton, and I think import scale needs to be 0.5. Because again, I've not messed with any of the stuff whatsoever in Blender to actually be like properly scaled. So I'm gonna pause this while. All right, now that you get those in, you're just gonna want to delete everything else that you're gonna want to delete all the animations you already have, because I did not realize direct importing it like that into here would it added a bunch of like extra animation files. So what you're gonna want to do instead is take the new animations like idle jog, jump to roll, idle targeting, hanging edge. You don't. I'm not gonna show how to do this one, the hover start. After showing how to do jump to roll, or after showing how to do animations, period, you should know how to do something like this. Uh, you're gonna actually want to re-import the run animation with a new file. You might want to do that with most of these other things. And another thing, you are going to want to re-import the actual Rayman model with a new file, or if you just replace the old file with the new file you downloaded, you should be fine. Anyway, let's quickly go over quickly go over the animation stuff. So I added a jog animation with this new thing, and that is right here. It's pretty much just a slowed down, pulled back run animation, so it's not anything special. That still looks weird, but whatever. I guess if I were to pull such a thing closer, or actually, what foot does he start with on this one? That could be a... Yeah, that's probably why, but who cares? Yeah, you're gonna want to pull the jog animation in there. Oh, I could have just opened Blueprint from in there, but now for the roll animations. We're gonna want to get from jump start, which is his normal jump, which is just that one. You're going to want to pull off from there and check if his X speed is greater than 50. If it is, which is a slight walk, but if he was to jump, he does a roll instead of the start jump. Off of that, you're just going to want to pull it into falling, and inside of that, you're just going to want to check if the time remaining is less than or equal to 0.04. To make sure that works properly, you're going to want to set the animation that plays in here to not loop. And for the hover, you're going to want to pull off from start jump. Actually, you're going to want to pull off from jump roll as well. Oops. Yeah, you're going to want to pull off a jump roll as well and do that, just in case you hit the button fast enough. You're going to need to pull a lot of stuff off from there. But, oh, oops. You got to put that on start hover. I guess I will show how to do the start hover since I forgot that you gotta change all your like to hover stuff. You gotta change all that to go to start hover, and start hover is just a non-looping animation that pretty much just make sure his hair actually works. But anyway, now that you got that all set up, we can go on to land roll. So what you want with that is, if he's falling and his Z speed is now 0, or slightly around 0, but he's also going above 50 speed, you're going to want to go into the land roll. And if you stop moving, which is less than or equal to 50, so slightly stop moving, you go into the land animation, which goes into movement. Now, for the part we actually need, you're going to want to take jump roll, start hover, or actually, no, not start hover, but you're going to want to take hover, jump roll, falling, land to roll, land, and I think start jump, I already said. And you're going to want to connect it to ledge grab with the is grabbing ledge variable. And obviously, well, he will only do one thing when he gets off the ledge, and that is jump. So you're just going to want to grab the ledge grab, put it in a start jump, and set it to check if he is no longer grabbing the ledge. So after that, the animation should be set up properly, and we got our red lum. Let's quickly do the green lum setup, and we will end the video with how to do the green lum, or not the... I'm kind of tired, but we're going to want to finish the video with how to do the ledge grab. It's not the most efficient ledge grab. It's actually kind of... we're going to need to improve it in later videos, but for now it works about 90% of the time. But yeah, I'm going to quickly take a break, then come back in and we'll work on the green lum, then ledge grab. And we are back. So, for the green lum, going to blueprints, items. You could probably just duplicate one of these two. It doesn't matter. But we're going to want to open green lum. A couple adjustments you're going to want to make is, well, first off, you're going to want to make your material for it. So inside of materials, lum types, you're just going to want to duplicate the... Actually, you're going to want to create material instance of both these, put them into lum types, separate them into their thing. This is, this is just a replacing the parameter. Simple stuff. Not much explaining to do with that. Once you got that, you're going to want to come to your skeletal mesh collectible, and you're going to want to scroll down and replace the first element. I guess I forgot to delete this one because it's not needed, but this index is practically pointless because we're using a material billboard for the center, so it follows. I was going to, like, with the old Lum model, I was going to set up a material that followed the camera, but it just didn't work. Anyway, yeah, you're going to want to, replace the Lum rings to the new green, and you're going to want to change the scale a little bit. So I did 1.5 across the board to make it a bit bigger, and with Lum Center I actually made it 2020 instead of the 1212 I had on the yellow Lum. After you got that set up, the blueprint is pretty much just going to be like this right now. We're going to want to go into, what is it? Oh yeah, we're going to want to make a game state is what it is. If I remember correctly, a game state is something that or do we need a game state, or can we just use game mode? Yeah, I guess we can just use the game mode. We're gonna want to go into here. We're gonna actually want to add some blueprints into it. Well, not much blueprints. We're just gonna want to have a vector 4, or vector 3. I mean, vector 3 spawn point. or spawn position, not point, spawn position, and quickly change that to a vector. Alright, now that we got that, we can, well, we can actually go into green lum, and, alright, so inside of this, we're going to want to create a scene component, and this will be the spawn position. This is going to be set wherever. You may want to include a you may want to include a billboard component so you can actually see where it's at. Right, yeah. You're gonna want to go into here. You're gonna want to cast to, if I can spell. You're gonna want to cast to your game mode class. Your game mode class. You're gonna want to cast to that, and you're gonna just want to pull out of here and just do get game mode. And in here, you're just gonna want to set spawn point, and the spawn point you set will be spawn position. Oops. You want to get world location, and you're just gonna want to set that. Now you're probably gonna want to add to this a little bit. Mhm. I'm gonna add 10 to the Z, so just in case it tries to spawn the player in the floor or something. You can mess around with the variables and find that out yourself. So why we do a spawn position instead of just like taking the position of this is because we can come into here with the green lum. Like you see how places like that just places on the floor. So what we could do is something like grab the actual collectible itself and pull that up, where his spawn point would actually be right here. I'm in game view. Where his spawn point would actually be on the ground, so he spawns on the ground instead of like up in the air like this. Now we do want to make a quick little edit to the game mode class, the collectible class. We're gonna want to take collect radius and follow radius, and we're just gonna want to attach that to the collectible. Now inside of, what is it, go to target? Yeah, inside of here, instead of setting actor location, we're gonna want to set this's location. I guess I should have set this up last video, but better late than never. Alright, and we're gonna want to get world position of this. Or world location, not position, but same thing anyway. Now that should mean that in here you can just move the collectible separate from the spawn point. Yeah, let's quickly test. Alright, cool. Everything works. Though I'm a little curious as to why. Oh, okay, I guess it didn't register his health. Probably set up some kind of. You know what? It doesn't matter. We'll just. His health will just be set back to 100 if it detects that his health is like above the max. One thing we forgot to do, or I forgot to do with the green loam, uh, story actor is what I forgot to do. Oh, whoa. No, 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 no. Do not do that, actually. We do not want the green loam being destroyed. Why we don't is because we actually want the instance of it. We want a quick little begin play, and we're going to want to get collectible world location, and we're going to want to set that in a variable on begin play. This will be called v3. I just name my variables with the prefix of what they are, like int value v3 vector 3. If it was a color vector 4 or just COL, I'd probably do v3 or v4. I mean, so it's a little bit more smaller, more compact. Anyway, we're gonna want to name this v3 original collectible pose. Now that we have that, we're just going to want to do that in begin play. Now, instead of destroying actor, we're actually going to want to this is where the this is where we actually need this variable. We're just gonna want to, yeah, here we're gonna want to quickly check if it is collectible. By default, it should be set to true. Let's move this down here so we can extend this some. Do another branch, and we could just do a quick, like, do an and check. I just like to extend it out a bit just in case. All right, now this will if it's collectible, it'll actually go to target. If not, it will just not move or anything. All right. All right, in green lum, we're now going to want to I guess we'll make an event so it's cleaner up there. Then alright, we're going to want to call it event reset green lum, and in here we're going to want to set world location. We're going to want to set that to our original collectible position, and then we're going to want to set hidden in game to true. And we're going to want to take these two things, and we're going to want to do set collision enabled. You can just plug both those in there. And that is our reset green lum. You can comment it and call it collected. Oh, one more thing. Just in case something happens, we're going to want to quickly set collectible. I'm going to set that to false. We're going to make pretty much the opposite of this in a second. Oops. But for now, this should work. Alright, so we walk towards that, collect it, nothing happens because I forgot to plug in the reset green lum at the end of this event. Reset green lum. Alright, now it should do stuff. Oh, oops. In this set hidden, you want to propagate it to your children, so the center gets hidden as well. Alright, yeah, now the green lum is now back in its original position, and if Rayman was to lose all his health, he would spawn back here, or wherever you put your position, and whatever offset you put is where he'll spawn. Now, to let's pull this event tick out of the way. All right, yeah. So to make it to where another green lum can be collected and this one resets itself, we're going to want to all right, yeah, we're going to want to do a quick little event. And we're just going to want to get the green lum class. All right, all actors that are green lum, we're going to want to do a for each loop. And inside that for each, we're going to want to pull out of here and make sure it does not equal self. Otherwise, we can set up a, we're pretty much just going to copy and paste this. We're going to call this, all right, you know what, event, event, I guess we'll call this collect green lum, and we'll call this one event reset green lum. Oh yeah, let's quickly compile that. All right, now we should be able to set the name, event reset green lum, and let's adjust this and get it into the same thing. Okay, we're gonna want to take that off. We can take this out because it should already be in its original position. Another thing we're gonna wanna check. We're gonna have to get collected. Get collectible, I mean. We're going to want to do that so it doesn't loop and call a function on a bunch. Instead, it only calls a few. Yes, it should check if it's collectible. If it is not, then don't pull this. But we're going to want to call event reset green lum from here. Oops. You're going to want to call that on all instances that need to be called on. Alright, now that we got that set up, quickly get this a little more compact and cleaner. Alright, now that we got that set up, we can quickly finish this up. And we're going to just want to check that and collision enabled, and we're going to call this we'll just call it reset. Alright, now that we got that, let's place a couple of green lums around the place and see what happens. Let's actually extend this floor out some. Perfect job. Alright. Let's put 3 around them out. Alright. So I got all those green lum. I collected that one. Oh, okay. I am uber stupid. We want to say not. Oops. I don't know what I was thinking when I said we're gonna ask for it to be collected. Or we're going to ask for it to be collectible anyway. That should reset it, and it did not because I did not call that. Alright, now it should work. Alright, I collect that. Why did it not work? Hmm. So we can quickly see how many get called in. There. Oops. I guess we'll print the length. Yeah, we'll print the length and see how many actually picks up. If it doesn't. Okay, so it picked up 3. There's 3. Okay, printed 3. As well as a few others. Propagate that to children. Why is this not working? Alright, it gets that. It checks if it is itself. Let's just take this out and test it real quick, I guess. Yeah, let's just not propagate the children for that one. But I am a little curious as to what the hell's going on here. Okay, so okay, so I collect that. Oh wait, duh. Hold on. I forgot one thing. Inside of collected, we're going to want to pause timer by function name. Once we want to type in, what is it called? We want to get rid of event go to target. This should work. Alright, I can collect that. Woohoo! We did it. First try. Woohoo. Alright. Now that we got green lums working, we're going to want to, I don't know, I guess do a debug or something. Maybe. We'll see. You know what, let's create ledge grab and we create respawning next video. So this video doesn't drag on longer than expected. So, this is what I got. I don't know how I got it, but I got it. So, what this does. This, I'm going to explain it and then connect it up again, because instead of just pulling out and show you how to do it, I'm going to actually tell you. But, alright, first we're going to get the velocity. This is going to check if he is falling. So if he is falling, we're going to want to do a sphere trace. We're going to want to do a sphere trace from his location plus about 60. That gets it to like around his head area. And we're going to want to get the forward vector and multiply it by 100. This just goes out 1 unit, I think. I don't know how Unreal units work. I don't care. I just scale until something works. We're going to plug those into there. Simple stuff. set the radius 30. What this is going to do is now it's going to, when he is falling, it will send out a sphere trace. The sphere trace will be looking for anything in the visibility channel. We don't need to make our own trace channel just yet, I don't think. I mean, we probably will when we want to prevent some other stuff, but for now this works. Just don't jump at any walls, I guess. After this all, we're going to want to why is this unplugged? Anyway, after that we're gonna check if it's like hitting anything. If it is hitting anything, we're going to want to make sure he's not already grabbing a ledge. If he's not grabbing a ledge, we will then set his character movement to none. This pretty much just halts him in place, and yeah, that's literally all it does, just halts him into place. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to set actor location after that. We're going to want to set it to the location of the hit. -10, so he's actually grabbing the ledge. Or, I guess you can mess with this value until you get a proper working one. And then we're going to want to set his rotation. His rotation is going to be based off of find look at rotation. We're going to want to actually get the impact point of this, and we're going to want to start it at his location to that. We're going to want to break that and make it Z so he doesn't rotate on his X or Y, only a Z axis. That will face him towards the edge he hit. Then after that, we're just going to want to set grabbing ledge. Hopefully this all made sense. Remember, you want to get velocity, all this. Now, we're going to want to go up here. And we're going to want to connect that. And I had this in begin play, so it was like constantly running, but we don't want to do that. Instead, we're going to want to do that. You know what? I'm going to create a new. Wait, what am I doing? We're going to want to grab event on jumped and just plug it in here. And the function name we want to put in here is ledge grab. We want to set the time to 0.01 and we want to set it to loop. So it goes until he lands. And we need to get the event on landed. We're going to want to do another pause timer by function name. And we're going to want to paste ledge grab in there. So now, when you play the game, if he jumps, a trace goes out. And now we can quickly test this out. If that'll work as a wall. Alright, yeah, it works as a wall. So this is just going to clip him onto the edge right now. One problem you'll probably notice while testing is there's only one trace, and it just tests if it hits something. So you can have stuff like that. Technically, you could make a I don't know, you could do something like a wall climbing thing out of this. So it's not all bad. You can probably refactor this into his in-between walls jump thing, but instead of a straightforward trace, you do a trace from his sides, so you can jump up the walls, which we'll be doing such a thing next video. Anyway, we'll also be fixing this up next video. I just didn't want this video to run on for so long that it gets to like 2 hours or something. I know the first video was an hour long, but there was a lot to teach in that first video. Hopefully you find these tutorials useful. I think I'm going to start a sort of thing where I make like series on how to make certain type of games in Unreal Engine. The first one is obviously this series that's Rayman. And I think the second series will be Crash Bandicoot. We'll probably go over how to create a Twinsanity styled Crash Bandicoot above anything else, because that one keeps me from having to do a lot of extra stuff. But after Crash, I'll probably be doing Spyro, maybe. Something more akin to. I'll probably do like 2 different Spyros. The PS2 era Spyro and original platformer Spyro. But anyway, hope you guys found these tutorials useful, and see you on the next video.